There's a trap a lot of music artists are falling into when they're trying to get their music heard. They're always chasing the latest trend, but not really focusing on what actually moves the needle. And when there's over 100,000 plus songs uploaded daily to Apple Music, Spotify, and all these different platforms, it's really important to stand out. My name's Chris, also known as the artist Manafest, and I released a song about 30 days ago, and we not only just got an editorial playlist, but they also gave us the cover. So thank you very much, Spotify. So much love. But our editorial playlist's really what matters, okay? And I'm very thankful for the editorial playlist, but what really moves the needle, because I looked at my data on our last Spotify challenge, and I was sharing that in the last 12 months, I had about 500,000 streams come from editorial playlists, which I'm really, really thankful for, but I had over 4 million streams come from Release Radar and the algorithmic playlists. So a lot of our attention sometimes is focused on the wrong things and chasing that editorial playlist, which is great and it's awesome. And we got a small one, I think, when the song came out. But what really moves the needle long term, and where are the streams really coming from? And I've learned that you got to hustle streams to trigger the algorithm to start promoting your song for you. Again, my name's Manafest, also known as Chris Greenwood. I got about 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and I want to share my screen with you and just show you the data and how we even get on an editorial playlist. How do we even trigger the algorithm, right? Because when you release a song and you schedule it for release, you need to release it at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance. Like, you need to schedule it 3 to 4 weeks in advance, And if you don't pitch that song within 7 days of it coming out, then you can't pitch that song to editorial playlists. So you miss the opportunity of putting your song in front of curators. But what's even worse is then you don't trigger Release Radar. You don't let all your fans and your followers know you have this new song out, which is a real bummer. And here's the second biggest mistake a lot of artists make is you release your whole album at once, or you release the whole EP, all 4 or 5 songs at once. And guess what? When you release an album or you release an EP, whether you've got 4 songs on it or 10 songs or 20 songs, hopefully not 20 songs, you can only pitch 1 song at a time. And then once that song has been streamed on Spotify, you can't pitch that song anymore. Like, you can't. Once it's been streamed, unless you do a really big remix of it, maybe an EDM acoustic remix, or maybe get a featured artist. Unless you have a big enough substantial change with a new ISRC code, then you could pitch it again. But I want to share my screen with you and show you some of this data because I think it'll really inspire you. So I'm in my Spotify artist dashboard, and I love that it always shows you how many people are listening to your music. We got about 183 people. That'll go up, that'll go down. But if we click on music and we click on upcoming, this is where, you'll schedule your song and it'll show up here, or not where you schedule it, but once you've scheduled it and uploaded it to your distributor, I use DistroKid, then it'll show up here. Look, it says, expect a gap between the date you upload your music to a distributor or label and then when it appears here. This can be several days depending on the distributor. This is also where you can pitch your music. So this is where you actually pitch your song to editorial playlists and also trigger the Release Radar. But I wanted to show you here, if we click on playlists, and right now it shows the last 28 days, and you can see the algorithmic playlist, about 161,000 streams, 72,000. But let's go here to 12 months, okay? And as you can see here, 2.4 million, 1.4 million, 500,000, 467,000. So this is actually more like 5 million streams. And then we got editorial playlists, which I'm very thankful for. 173,000, 136,000, 45,000, 43,000, right? And that's awesome, right? But you got to see, like, the algorithm is where it's freaking at, okay? And that's who's really, and this is only the top 10 songs. Okay, it's not showing all the other dozens and dozens of songs that I have out, so it's even higher. And so, again, they've organized this by algorithmic, editorial, and then you've got listener, okay? And what's cool with listener, if I scroll down here, 592,000 playlists. Like, that's insane, right? And again, this all comes from marketing your music and marketing and promoting your songs online so that you can trigger the algorithm, right? And so if I click on songs, and what's interesting, let's go, instead of last 12 months, let's just go the last 28 days. And so here's my song that just got an editorial playlist. And you can see, let's go last 12 months, came out on August 15th, and we had 11,000 streams. And let's now just go last 28 days so you can kind of see here. So at the height, we were like 4,000 streams a day. It started to cruise down here. And then it was just the other day we got an editorial playlist, and now it's jumped up to 979 streams a day. And I'm hoping that, we're going to get even more now because the algorithm is starting to kick in. And also we got the editorial playlist. And here I am in Spotify. So we got on Christian alt. So I'm going to look this up. And as you can see here, right here, Christian alt, it's got about 252,000 followers, and my song Walking into Fire is at the very top. But it just got added like Sunday night, so I don't think the full stream effect is kicked in, so we'll see. But let's just click on playlists again. And as you can see here, the last 28 days, Release Radar, algorithmic, 8,000 streams, radio, 5,000 streams, all right? And we can see Christian alt so far, 583 streams. And then we got on All New Gospel as well when it came out. And it looks like that only gave us about 434 streams. And so even though editorial playlists are really important, it's all about the algorithm. So you might be wondering, how do you trigger the algorithm? How do I get the algorithm to work for me? Because you got to understand, when I looked at my data here and the songs that are getting the most streams, some of them are 10 years old. I'm looking at my song Impossible, right? And when I look at the last 28 days, 50,000 streams came from radio, 16,000 from mixes, 12,000 from Your DJ. And this is from a song that is years old. It came out 2006. So it's 19 years old, and it's still crushing streams. And that's just one of my songs, right? So how do we trigger this algorithm for newer songs or even older songs that you just didn't promote? Well, did you watch my 30-day Spotify challenge? If not, watch it on here where I show you how I took a song that was literally getting 60 streams a day and we blew it up to 1,400 plus streams. Well, I thought now would be a good time to show you the update because we literally ran Facebook and Instagram ads to a Spotify playlist that had all my songs on it. And the song that I wanted to blow up was called Help. And so I added that song to the very top of the playlist. And I ran ads for 30, 40 plus days, and we blew that song up until the algorithm grabbed a hold of it and started promoting it. But I turned off ads now for about over a week, and I thought it'd be really cool to show you where are the streams at. So I'm going to share my screen right now and show that with you. So if you remember in this lesson, I was promoting this Spotify playlist. This is Manafest, and I was promoting my song Help. So I was driving all the traffic to this playlist. Well, let's go back to Spotify now, and I'm going to click on Music, and I'm going to do a search for Help. And I want you to see, let's go the last 12 months so we can see what's happening. So again, you can see I was only getting, 73 streams, 85, 100 sometimes streams a day, 60, and then we shot it up all the way up to 1,400 streams, right? And then I started to dial back ads and I completely turned them off around here, and we're still getting 1,000 streams a day. And then even here, still getting 893 streams. And so we're still getting almost 900. And I think this is going to go even up to 1,000 again. And if you even just look, the playlist, let's go the last 7 days. Okay, so we can see that my playlist is still generating some streams, which is dope. Discover Weekly, 299 freaking streams. Radio, 265. Mixes, 71. My algorithmic, all these algorithmic playlists. It's way more than what's on here. And so this is the dirty little secret, is that a lot of amateurs, they focus on the front end and they want to get paid on the front end. They want streams on the front end, and they're not willing to promote their songs to get the algorithm to now work for them. Now what happens if I do this for another song and another song and another song, and I got 10 songs getting thousands of streams a day, right? Then I'm going to be getting hundreds of thousands of streams, a month, millions, right? And so this is possible. So I hope this is inspiring to see that, like, look, you can do the work, you can promote a song, you can blow it up. And then when you turn ads off, your song is still getting more streams. Now, of course, if it's a good song, right? Like the song has got to be good, right? Or else you're not going to get the saves. You're not going to get the playlist ads. The algorithm is going to see, people are skipping this song, or they're not listening to very far of it, and they're not sharing it. And so then they're not going to share it, right? It's not that the algorithm doesn't like a song, it's that the fans didn't like it. So it's got to be a hit. And sometimes some songs do better than others. Like, I think that song is great, and so I'm giving it a shot. And we did get a lot of comments on the ad and whatnot, and a lot of shares. And so I encourage you to do this for your song. Go back and watch that 30-day challenge. Watch from day 1 to day 30, and then implement this stuff. And if you haven't gotten the book, Playlist Profits, get this. You can order it on Amazon, or you can get it off our website. I'll put the links below. But it gives you the exact strategies and more case studies on how to do this step by step. I give you the ad copy, the full thing, and also how to become a curator, so you can also get paid as well to do this, not just from the royalties you earn from your song, but for listening to other people's songs and being a curator of a playlist, all right? So hey, this is Chris, also known as Manafest, reminding you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. God bless.